Welcome to the Seed of Israel YouTube channel. Today, I'm sharing my latest results from Illustrative DNA, which I regard as one of the top platforms for exploring autosomal DNA, including admixture, ethnicity, and ancestry. While still evolving and not flawless, this platform makes impressive strides in keeping up with advances in genetic research and autosomal DNA analysis. Previously, I've shared my results, and as new techniques, algorithms, and populations are introduced, they continue to refine and update. This time, I'll not only explore my personal results, but also provide insight into the genetic profile and closest modern and ancient populations for Ashkenazi Jews. As a 100% Ashkenazi Jew, my genetic makeup offers a window into the broader genetic history of this unique community. Ashkenazi Jews trace their ethnogenesis to medieval Europe, especially in the region encompassing eastern France and western Germany between the 10th and 13th centuries. This includes areas like Alsace-Lorraine, which was Lotharingia in ancient times, and the Schum cities of Speyer, Worms, and Mainz in the upper Rhine Valley, in the modern German state of Rhineland-Palatinate. And Schum is the Schum acronym is the Hebrew initials for those three cathedral cities. And Ashkenazi Jews are a hybrid population with ancestry roughly split between the Middle East and Europe. This mixture is similar to other Jewish communities, such as Sephardic Jews, such as those that are referenced in Illustrative DNA from Bulgaria and Turkey. Also, Italian Jews and Romaniote Jews, who are the Jews of since ancient antiquity from Greece and the Eastern Mediterranean region, and North African Jews and Syrian Jews. The latter, North African Jews and Syrian Jews, showing actually all of them showing varying degrees of Middle Eastern and European ancestry. Additionally, North African and Syrian Jews were influenced by the Sephardic diaspora. Now, ancient and medieval genetic studies highlight this continuity. For example, medieval Jewish remains in Erfurt and Norwich match modern Ashkenazi Jews closely, underscoring the genetic bottlenecks and endogamy that have shaped the community over centuries. These bottlenecks have led to unique genetic markers and a high level of relatedness within the Ashkenazi population. On platforms like Ancestry DNA and Family Tree DNA, Ashkenazi Jews often appear as third or fourth cousins. And I just wanted to show you the genetic profile of Ashkenazi Jew, a Western Ashkenazi Jew, who is the closest to the original Ashkenazi Jews of Eastern France and Western Germany. And you can see the genetic profile there in terms of the hunter, gatherer, and farmer ancestry. And I'll scroll down here so you can get a full picture. And then you can also see the genetically closest related populations. And you can see how close the Sephardic Jews of Bulgaria and Turkey are, as well as Italian Jews and other Mediterranean populations are to the Ashkenazi Jew. So I can also show you the closest ancient populations, and you can see how close the ancient Mediterranean populations are to the modern Ashkenazi Jew. And you can see the medieval European Jew Norwich and medieval European Jew Erfurt from those two recent studies. So showing a very strong genetic thread line from the Middle Ages to modern times, highlighting the Ashkenazi endogamy and genetic bottlenecks. So I'm going to show my personal results next, and using the supervised models. So my DNA categorization is Ashkenazi Jew with a strong fit score of 2.438, and you can see the breakdown of my ancestral components, and you can see that Canaanite is at 41.2%, and the Canaanite represents the ancient Israelite ancestry. So, and then you can see the European farmer 31.4%, and the breakdown continues. Western Steppe, Bronze Age Anatolian, Northwest African, Yellow River, and also interestingly, there is some variation within my family. For example, I'll show you that my mother gets 48.4% Canaanite, again representing ancient Israelite ancestry. Whereas my father gets 34.8% Canaanite with slightly more Northwest African ancestry. So there is even variation within within Ashkenazi families. Now, for my Iron Age ancestry, I will show you those results, and you can see the summary there that I get 45.4% Phoenician, which is a Canaanite population closely related to the ancient Israelites, and who the modern Lebanese are mostly descended from the Phoenicians. So, and you can see the Germanic, Italic and Etruscan, etc., the Colchian, Berber, etc. And you can see again how my mom gets, if you look at her results in terms of the Iron Age results, and she gets 56% Phoenician. So she gets a higher level of Phoenician, and we're both Ashkenazi. So you can see the it's illustrated DNA is really great with their visuals. So then I can and also my father's is 46.6% Phoenician and 29.8% Italic Etruscan, showing that demonstrating the majority of Ashkenazi ancestry is Levantine, Middle Eastern, and Southern European, similar to sort of like Greek Italian type of admixture. So if I'll go back to myself, and I'll go to late antiquity, and you could just see the results there. So in my results for late antiquity align with populations of Roman Italy and the Roman Levant, reflecting the blend of Middle Eastern and European ancestry typical of Ashkenazi Jews. In the Middle Ages, let's see, go to the Middle Ages. The Middle Ages, my genetic profile closely matches that of the medieval European Jew from the Erfurt study, demonstrating strong continuity with modern Ashkenazi Jewish populations. So, and then if we go to my hunter-gatherer and farmer breakdown, it's consistent with the Ashkenazi averages. You can see it there. So, if we go to the unsupervised models and mixed ancestry, in the modern unsupervised model for two-way, you can see 90% Ashkenazi Jew, 10% French, a Grand Est, EST, and what's interesting is that with a really good fit, 1.645. What's really interesting though, if you look at the three-way, the models are generally, if you look at model number 1 with a good fit at 1.555, you see 70.50% Ashkenazi Jew, 19.50% French Normandy, and interestingly 10% Yemeni Marib. Now, if you go down to, let's see, model number 10, which is the first model excluding Ashkenazi references, it's you will see the results are 47.70% French and 51.20% Samaritan, which is interesting because the Samaritan connection underscores the shared Israelite ancestry, as Samaritans are direct descendants of Northern Kingdom Israelites who remained in the land after the Assyrian exile. So if we go to my ancient unsupervised model, and in the Bronze Age, you can see that the two-way you can see my Bronze Age ancestry aligns closely with Canaanite samples, with genetic continuity evident in comparisons to Samaritans and other Levantine populations. So you can see, for example, with the best fit for the two-way Canaanite Baka, and you can see the genetically closest populations to which is Samaritan, Levantine Christian populations, Druze, Israel, Alawites, Lebanese Muslim, Shia, Iraqi Jew, Yemeni Jew, and you can see, I'll just scroll down here, Canaanite Sidon, Hazor, Megiddo, and then you can see with the three-way, you can see Amorite, which is another Semitic population close to modern Levantine populations, and the Amorite, and you see the three-way. There's Canaanite, Sidon. So, and then if you go to Iron Age, my Iron Age results. Let's see. Go to Iron Age. You can see during the Iron Age, my ancestry connects to Phoenician and Israelite groups, as well as to Levantine Christians, Druze, and other regional populations today. For example, in a two-way model, my ancestry, and you can see the Gaul and the Phoenician in the two-way, and then if you go down to model number 4, you can see Gaul, which is France, 46.13%, and then Israelite Abel Beth Makkah at 53.87%. And you can see the genetically closest populations to the Israelite Abel Beth Makkah, Samaritan, Jordanian Christian, Palestinian Christian, Lebanese Christian, Greek Orthodox, Lebanese Christian Maronite, Druze, Israel, Alawite, Lebanese Muslim Shia, Syrian Jew, Iraqi Jew. So, and then you can see, similar results with the three-way Gaul, Phoenician. So, just scroll down there. You can see that. Get an example. And then if you go to late antiquity, again, it's a similar result for the late antiquity. My results reflect a mix of Nordic Iron Age ancestry at 37.90% in the two-way, and Roman Levantine ancestry at 62.65%. And you can see the closest populations to Roman Levantine there. And then you can see the model for the three-way. So, and then if you go to the Middle Ages, you can see in the Middle Ages my genetic similarity to medieval European Jews from the Erfurt study, which underscores the continuity of the Ashkenazi Jewish lineage. So, if we go to modern genetic distances, I'll go to the list view 10. You can see my closeness to other Ashkenazi Jews and Mediterranean populations. And what's interesting, if you go to my mom, for example, you can see that her closeness to Ashkenazi populations, but then also to she gets Sephardic Jew Bulgaria, number 10, and Italian Jew, number 11, at a close distance. And they have the map there. So, basically, in conclusion, these. Right before I conclude, I wanted to show the genetic distance for the closest ancient samples. Again, this is for myself, and showing that my closest ancient sample is medieval European Jew, Erfurt. So again, showing the genetic continuity with medieval European Jews, which is actually pretty amazing. At a sample, at a distance of just 1.977. So you can see there the other, and there's a medieval European Jew, Norwich, and some of the other closest populations. So basically, in conclusion, these results emphasize the rich mixed ancestry of Ashkenazi Jews rooted in the ancient Israelites and shaped by centuries of history. With roughly half European and half Middle Eastern ancestry, this genetic legacy is a testament to the enduring heritage of the Jewish people. And thank you for joining me on this journey into our genetic past.